Good morning. Welcome into your Friday morning edition of Hoops Talk with Dave here on Friday, April the 11th. I'm your host, Dave Smith. Thanks for tuning in with us, capping off a week full of action. Today is the second to last day of the NBA regular season. Yes, the last day is Sunday, but there's no games on Saturday, no NBA games on Saturday, setting up for a full slate on Sunday. We do have some action tonight, but we've got some stuff to talk about from last night first before we get there. First up in Detroit, the Pistons playing host to the New York Knicks. Detroit winning 115-106. Cade Cunningham leading the way with 36 points for the Pistons. They were down for the vast majority of this game, ended up coming back in the fourth, finishing strong, winning this one by 9 points. Over in Indiana, some late game drama here between the Cavs and the Pacers. The Pacers able to hold on, prevent the Cavs' buzzer beater attempt. Cleveland playing without four starters, still kept it close with Indiana. Indiana getting a very important win when it comes into playoff seeding. They win 114-112. Over in Brooklyn, the Atlanta Hawks getting a great win to help their play-in seeding, winning 133-109. And two more games on the docket. The Bucks taking down the Pelicans 136-111 in Milwaukee. Giannis leading all scorers with 28 points, shooting 11 of 17 from the field. The Bucks now won 6 straight games. They win this one by 25. And our nightcap out west, well, technically in Memphis, but in the Western Conference, in a loaded Western Conference, the Timberwolves traveling into Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. The T-Wolves, led by Anthony Edwards, scoring 44 points. They score 52 in the third quarter. They beat the Grizzlies 141-125. So now, as we have 2 games left, everybody's got 2 games left in the regular season, we take a look at where the seeding lines up. Right now in the Eastern Conference, we know who's going to be in the play-in tournament, and we know who's got their playoff spot already secured. Cleveland in the 1, Boston locked in the 2. Those 2 are locked in. New York and Indiana still fighting for the 3 or the 4 spot. We know those 2 teams will be either 3 or 4. Right now, New York is 13 games back of the 1 seed. Indiana 14 games back, so they are 1 game behind New York. And then we have Detroit and Milwaukee. Detroit trying to make things interesting with Milwaukee here. They're 2 games behind Milwaukee. And the fun part about Detroit and Milwaukee here is that, yes, Detroit is 2 games behind Milwaukee with 2 games left to play. But believe it or not, both of these teams' last 2 games are against each other. So they play each other tonight, and they play each other on Sunday in Milwaukee. That Sunday game, 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. That's one of our 2 national TV games on Sunday. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Detroit's favored by 5.5 tonight. We'll get to tonight's games in a minute. But first, back to the seeding. So once again, Detroit in the 6th slot, 2 games behind Milwaukee in the 5 slot. Then we have our play-in teams. Orlando is locked into the 7 seed. They are sitting 23 games back from the 1 seed. These 3, 8, 9, and 10, Atlanta, Chicago, Miami, all a game apart of each other. Going to be fun to watch how they shake things out down the stretch. Out west now, Oklahoma City has run away with the Western Conference. They are sitting 14 games above the 2nd seed, and that is the Houston Rockets. Houston set in stone for the number 2 seed. And now this is where things get dicey throughout here, because all of these teams are within 2 games of each other, starting with the Lakers at number 3, 17 games back of the 1 seed. They sit at number 3. They're the only team that's 17 games back. Then at 4 and 5, we have Denver and Los Angeles Clippers. Both of them sit at 48 and 32. Denver has a tiebreaker sitting at the number 4 slot. LA sitting number 5. Then we have 3 teams tied for 19 games back. All of them sit at 47 and 33. Going to be really interesting to watch how this shakes out, because 2 of these teams are going to the play-in. One of these teams will secure their spot in that 6th spot. And that 7th spot is probably pretty coveted, I must say. Although, yes, you do have to play that play-in game, but whoever wins that play-in game gets to face off with a young Houston team, not a lot of playoff experience. It's really, really tough to see this Rockets team making it out of the first round. For me, I know they've won 52 games this year. I know they have a great coach in Ime Udoka, but I don't see this Houston team coming out of the first round. I think whoever gets that 7 seed is going to beat the Houston Rockets in a series to 7. Those 3 teams fighting for that 7 seed, or really I should say fighting for the 6 seed, because they don't want to play in the play-in game. I'd rather play Houston than LA, though. The Warriors sit 6th right now with a tiebreaker. Memphis sitting 7th, coming off the loss to Minnesota last night. Minnesota, big win for them as they are able to tie it up. They sit in the 8th slot right now. So all of these teams within reach of each other. We've got some great action coming for you tonight to watch out for. Starting with our doubleheader that is on NBA TV in Detroit. The Pistons playing host to the Bucks. 5.5-point favorites over the Milwaukee Bucks. Detroit, Milwaukee, NBA TV, 7 p.m. Eastern tip. And then at 10:30 p.m. Eastern over on NBA TV as well, the Rockets playing host to the Lakers. This, if all seeding lines up, this will be a potential Western Conference semifinal matchup. The Lakers, 9.5-point home favorites over the Houston Rockets. And a couple of more good games to keep an eye on. Grizzlies, Nuggets, 9 p.m. Eastern. This is your NBA League Pass game of the night, taking place in Denver. The Nuggets that are 6.5-point favorites over the Memphis Grizzlies. Tip-off, 9 p.m. Eastern on NBA League Pass. And the final game I want to touch on, Clippers, Kings out in Sacramento. The Clippers, 6.5-point road favorites over the Sacramento Kings. Tip-off for this one, 10 p.m. Eastern, also on NBA League Pass. Then as we take a brief preview into Sunday, a couple of national TV games. Once again, that game at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, Detroit, Milwaukee. Tonight's game will determine if that game really matters as far as seeding goes between the two teams. So we'll have to see if that is worth being a national TV game. Hopefully Detroit wins tonight so that it is. And then at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, Clippers, Warriors out in Golden State. Tip-off for this one, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday afternoon on ESPN. And that is the final day of the regular season coming for you on Sunday. Going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of great playoff coverage coming for you right here on Hoops Talk with Dave. A full NBA playoff preview coming for you early next week, including my breakdown, my predictions, and a special guest joining me. You're not going to want to miss that. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Enjoy these last couple of days of the NBA regular season as the playoffs are coming. They are going to be a ton of fun. Once again, I'm your host, Dave Smith. Thanks for tuning in on your Friday with Hoops Talk with Dave.